What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here with the former president of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump. That is the first time introducing you like that, Mr. President, former president, sir, Dr.
Excuse me,
Esquire,
how did you just introduce me?
uh, uh, former president.
No, the guy we had, I know you're Bill Clay, but the guy we had last week tried to pull this crap. And I said, not on my podcast, right here from the Florida White House of Mar-a-Lago. I am the president. Okay. Not the former, not the, if you want to call me the GOAT, you can do that. But other than that, it's President Trump to you.
Are
Bill
you
Clay. You have the same name, by the
okay?
way, as remember.
It's
Remember,
Jay
Did you,
Nog, but
excuse me, Bill. Did you see Die Hard? You remember this movie, Die Hard?
I do, yes.
That's the name that the Euro terrorist, kind of a classy guy. That's the name he gives to Bruce Willis when he's lying to him. He says Bill Clay, and that's funny that that's your name.
You just compared yourself to Tom Brady. Were you comparing yourself to Tom Brady before when you said the
You know,
GOAT?
whether you can have, as you know, on different farms, there's different goats. You don't have to be on the same farm as a goat. And they have other animals too, by the way, on farms. Not a lot of people know that, but there's cows and things and sheep. Okay, you probably know a lot about sheep being I don't know, you give off a little bit of a lib sort of vibe. But no, I'm saying Tom Brady is obviously, you notice Bill Belichick. Did you see this? You saw how Bill Belichick turned down my great award?
I did see that.
And now let's see, you know who didn't turn down anything from me? Tom Brady. And look what happened. Bill Belichick is home looking at Cam Newton's weird hats. And Tom Brady is in another Super Bowl, another strong Super Bowl. And by the way, the Buffalo Bills, another year without a Super Bowl, which is called the curse of the Trump because they refused to sell the Buffalo Bills to me. And looks like they keep losing.
I mean, I don't think that's the reason why, but if you can
Well, you
sleep
don't have,
better at night,
excuse me, you don't have facts that it's not.
I don't. I
Let me
want to
ask you a
say
question. They went to four straight Super Bowls and lost all of them. That doesn't sound like a little bit of a curse.
it sounds like bad luck. And Mr.
Well,
President,
some people call it a curse. Some people call curses bad luck, and I call curses fuck.
I well,
You know,
Mr.
it's a curse.
Yes, I understood that. Before we bring on I have a special guest for you. I know you weren't happy with the last guest I brought you. I had former President Obama, and you guys bickered and
Yeah,
argued
Barack
again.
Obama. Not a fan.
I have a great guest. I just want to ask you one question. There was a recent article that came out with your doctor, former Dr. Fauci, your former Dr. Fauci, and he talked about um, dealing with you and every day. And he said that you would have friends call up and tell you things that you've heard through the grapevine that might help with COVID. And you were telling Dr. Fauci these things based on zero scientific evidence. Why?
We did a tremendous job with COVID, okay? A very strong job. Everybody knows it, even if you won't say it. Okay, even if you won't say it, we know we did a very strong job. And you look at what we have under Sleepy Joe's fake presidency. We just hit 400,000 dead. Under Sleepy Joe, 400,000 dead. And people want to ask, I was doing everything we could. It was an emergency. So if somebody has an idea, I'm going to say, I'll listen. You have an idea? Let's hear it. Okay, very strong. We'll talk to somebody about it. It's called all hands on Dick. That's what Mike Pence used to say. He would say, we got to get all hands on Dick. And, you know, some people would say, isn't it Deck? And Mike Pence would say, whatever, sir. And so you take any idea that you can get. Okay, some may not work. Excuse me. Some may not work. We're okay with that. You try. It's called trial and error. Okay. But what's going on now with 400,000 dead under Sleepy Joe Biden? Why would you talk to me about hearing different ideas? I think that's so nasty, Bill Clay.
Um, I've never heard of all hands on Dick. It sounds like a funny porno name. I did not know that former president, Vice President Mike Pence would that was his go-to to get all the troops together.
He would say, "All hands on deck," and everybody'd it was. That's when you knew Mike was really in charge and had a sense of urgency. It's called a sense. He was eventually a total big gay. Mike Pence ended up being an extremely strong traitor who should be hanged outside the Capitol. But until then, he was, he worked pretty hard.
Well, Mr. President, I want to tell you someone. I brought someone here who is always a loyal person to you. You guys have done duets together. And she
Oh, I
actually
know who it
announced,
is. I know who it
congratulations to her.
is.
She announced that she is running for governor of Arkansas.
Oh
Please
boy.
welcome Sarah Huckabee Sanders to the show today.
Oh, Mr. President, so good to see you. It's so good to see you. Oh my,
Oh man,
oh
you
my,
know what?
what a week,
This
what a
tech
week.
stuff loser. I don't know if he's the one who's been here, but they've sent me so many losers, and they always have these guests that are nasty and confrontational. And to have you here, it's
Like a summer's eve, like a breath of summer's eve, like right in your face, just a
it's
gust of summer.
exactly like that. It is
Yeah,
exact. That is so beautiful. The way you put it. Okay, you got that sort of southern poet vibe to you, and that's what I love about you. Such a way with words,
I
such
love you
such
too, Mr.
talent.
President. I love you too.
Wait,
It's excuse me, tech stuff. Nobody's talking to you right now. No,
bring
excuse me, tech.
Bill
You're not
Clay,
even you're not
Bill
even
Clay.
worthy of stuff right now. You're
Bill
not even
Clay.
worthy of
And you know
stuff.
what? Sometimes a Southern or Midwestern accent exchanges the E or I vowel sound. So you
uh,
could say, I'm going out the back door to sit on the dick, and people know exactly what you mean.
You know what?
Exactly what you mean.
I just think Summer's Eve. Out of every word that you can describe, you coming on to the show, isn't Summer's Eve a douche product?
I beg your pardon. I beg your,
No, no,
but
excuse me. 5 hour energy is a douche product.
Axe body spray is a douche product. I can't
Exactly.
believe I just
They,
said that,
unbelievable,
but I am.
unbelievable. You're making the great Christian Huckabee say words she is not comfortable with. Okay, she is a Christian leader and a political force,
I
and
tell
the
you
fact
what,
that you're putting her in this position is a disgrace.
My apologies. Um,
apologies accepted.
I'll,
You're
um,
taking, by the way, you're taking away from her. She is a guest. She's not just a guest. Okay, Tech. She's a guest of honor. Okay, she is going to be the next great governor from the state of Arkansas, and she's going to do very strong things there. And I could see a political, and believe
it's
me,
Arkansas, not Kansas. Arkansas.
well, I don't care where you saw it.
Bill Clay,
The
don't
state is
interrupt.
Arkansas, and it's the whole point is Arkham Asylum. She's going to be running Arkham Asylum, which, if you've played the Batman video games, you know is a very strong place. You can only the tough ones can deal with that place.
Uh,
So what I'm telling you is, excuse me, what I'm telling you is the people of Arkansas are they are so excited because they are going to be getting Huckabee Trump events leading up to her and
wow.
we know she's going to get elected. I don't even know we're
Oh,
having an election.
Mr. President.
Well, before we get
Young
to
too, a young talent with a great future, and so loyal, so strong. I can say this now. I can say this now with full honesty. I had many press people. Okay, we had Sean Spicer, who looked like he was wearing his dad's suits, and then we had Kelly McIntyre, who was cute and uh, loyal, not as talented but loyal. So we respect that. But when you put it all together, you get the toughness, you get the talent, and you get the loyalty. There's only one. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and she is going to be a great governor, and I think potentially a presidential candidate.
Oh,
what do you guys think about Biden's press secretary, Jen Psaki?
the
What do you guys
worst.
think about her?
Uh, she's going. She's too nice. She is too nice with those reporters. Those liberal snowflake reporters are going to just eat her alive. Like, I I don't know what her end game is.
Frosted Flakes. That's what we call them. When they have those press conferences, they're Frosted Flakes, but they are not great.
I wasn't expecting that, but Mr. President, how do you think?
Well, no, you know what, Mike Pence, when he's having that, he goes, "They're gay," and we'd go, "What are you talking about, BGMP? Get the hell out of here! All hands on dick."
I knew exactly what you meant there, sir. I knew exactly what you meant.
What would you give President Biden his first week if you're going to give him a report card, Mr. President? Like, an A, B, C, D, or an F. It could be minuses and pluses. What would you give him for his first week in
Okay, well,
office?
first off, Jen Psaki, the redhead, okay, not even close to Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Okay, I just wanted to say that very strongly because when you see her out there, she's trying to answer questions. It's called press combat, not press conference, and nobody went stronger than Huckabee Sanders. And then Psaki's there cooperating, answering questions, thinking. It's a total disgrace, and I can't believe our country has fallen this far. As for Sleepy Joe, he's a real beauty, isn't he? He's a real one of a kind. He's, I don't even think he's awake half the day. They roll him out there for a meeting like Hannibal Lecter. But the guy's a disgrace. I think we've got 400,000 dead Americans on Sleepy Joe's watch, and they're saying it might get to 500,000 by March. That's what they're saying. 500,000 Sleepy Joes. That's not Sleepy Joe. That's Dead Joe. Okay. And, sleepy, if they were sleepy, at least that'd be an improvement. But he's putting them to sleep permanently. That's why we call him Sleepy Joe, because he's the Sandman. He's killing Americans.
Well, he is already overturning some things that you have done, like he did drop the ban on transgender troops that you
Right. You know what? If you've seen the movies, when you let Transformers into our military, they will destroy it. They will zap everybody with lasers, and they will turn on us. They will turn on us so quickly.
It's not Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. No, it's not. It's
You know what I'm talking about?
Transgender people. Yeah, I know what you. I know the.
No, that's excuse me. You've obviously never seen it. That's
How does it
sounded
go?
nothing like it. No,
How does it
I've
go?
already done. I already did it twice.
It was.
That's
Well,
that's a frog. You sound like a frog.
Bill Clay.
And I don't mean a French frog. I mean
You're not
just
Pepe.
a ribbit frog.
You are no Pepe.
Well,
I know Pepe, and you are no Pepe.
Okay,
okay.
the frog.
Well,
Good guy.
he's a very good guy. I want to ask you about your.
You didn't even ask. I was supposed to give a grade to Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you what grade would you give him, and what are his highlights, lowlights from the week?
I give him a D for all hands on dick because no, I would say a D because I think his wife, Jill Biden, is able to stop him from being a failure. He would be an F. He would be an F minus without Jill Biden.
What do you think that she's still going to be a teacher?
She teaches?
Yeah, she's. I think the.
I thought she was. I thought it was all a
lady.
joke. I thought the doctor was a joke, and I thought she was like a teacher in softcore porn.
No,
Like I didn't think she was a real teacher with like books and things. I thought that was all sort of an act.
Ms. Sanders, what grade would you give him? I think Mr. President's being a little harsh on
A D.
President
I think a
Biden.
D is a totally appropriate grade. You
I don't know
probably
if it-
thought I was going to give him an F.
I was no, I was thinking maybe a D minus you were going to give him. So
So by giving him a D, that's better than a D minus.
it is.
I don't know if it's my place to give other people grades.
I would
but
give his wife double D's, and then we'd be talking.
Nobody gives Big Huck a D. Nobody gives a D to Big Huck. I gotta tell you that. Never getting a D. Never will I ever.
That's what we like.
It'd be a
Straight
cold
A.
day in HE double hockey sticks. I'll tell you that.
No,
Straight
no,
A student.
no D for Miss Sanders.
Never.
You know what they say in the South? It's straight A's, and then it doesn't count as losing your V.
They didn't have that grading system at Pine Bluff, but So be it, Mr. President. You're never wrong. You're never wrong.
Oh wow. So no D's for Miss Sanders here. That's good. Straight A student. Um now
I love whipping out an A. I love it. It's like sometimes I just get up in the morning, whip it out, A, whip it out, A, left and right, A student.
that's
Powerful whips.
powerful whips, powerful D's, powerful A's. Okay. Uh, Mr. President, I wanted to get into your former lawyer, Miss Sanders. I want to know, you're a former employee of his. Has the president ever stiffed you on a bill and not paid you for your services?
Uh, I don't have a comment at this time because
No, I
we
think
have
the answer is
trust. We have
no.
trust.
You would agree it's no.
I mean, Brian with the Y makes a good income, so our three kids are fine. They're looked out for. But the experience of working with the president, you can't put a price on that.
And we won't try either. We definitely won't try.
Well,
It's called being governor. I hear that makes a nice salary.
Looking forward to that.
well, Rudy Giuliani, your former lawyer,
Who?
says that you didn't pay him for any of his
I don't know.
services. You told him that since he didn't win, he doesn't get any money.
Who's
And
right? Who's Rudy?
Rudy Giuliani, he was mayor of New York City during 9/11.
Judy. I don't know any Judy Giuliani. I
No,
don't know.
Rudy.
There's a lot of women who want to know me, but I don't know Judy.
It's a man, Rudy Giuliani. He was mayor of New York City. He was your lawyer.
Never heard of. I don't even know that city.
He's also being sued by Dominion voting machines for I think $1 billion because of all
Oh well,
the
good
court
luck.
cases.
Good luck to Randy Jeffriani, and I
it's
wish him luck because I wouldn't want to be sued for $1 billion.
it's Rudy Giuliani, and he was your lawyer. He did all of this for you, Mr. President. You're not going to help him out
Let
anymore.
me tell you something. I've never had a lawyer named Trudy, although I once. That's a cute name. It's she's probably cute, but no, I don't. Excuse me. I don't know these. Everybody always wants to say, I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know this individual. I wish them luck because I wouldn't want to be sued for $1 billion by the Branch Davidian voting machines.
It's Dominion, and it's Rudy Giuliani.
I think you're Rudy, Julia.
Well, I'm a Christian,
Being very
so
Rudy right now. You're being very Rudy, talking back to the president like that.
thank you, Huck. Exactly. And I'm saying, I don't care what religion Judy is. Giuliani, she could be Catholic-iani, she could be Christiani, she could be Buddhist-ani. I don't mind what the faith is. It just has nothing to do with me. So no, we did very strongly with our cases. Some didn't go so well. Right now, Sidney Powell is
What
yelling
court
at.
is City on right now?
She is currently at a. She likes the food court, so she's currently at. She was at Auntie Anne's last time, and I think she's at a.
Sparrow.
No. Well,
I like Panda. I like Panda Express myself.
Well, we're a little concerned about China, so I told her to steer clear of Panda Express. I think no, she's negotiating a treaty with the Burger King, and we'll see how that goes.
Well, good luck to her. Some other news, Mr. President. This is good news for you. The Supreme Court has dismissed challenges to any of your business profits.
It's a beautiful thing because they wanted to say, I am not allowed to you can't profit as president, sir. And I profited tremendously. I used the White House as my own piggy bank. I basically told world leaders, if you want a meeting with the president, you're going to need a suite at the president's hotel. And they would do it, and they would rent rooms at my properties, and I would give them favors. And then I said, okay, we're done. And now that I'm out of office, even though it's by fraud, they have no case because I'm not president anymore. So it's very strong and settled in presidential law. You can steal, you can hit on your own daughter, and you can start a coup. But if you leave office, then no crime was committed.
So Joe Biden can profit off any person,
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's the president right now, and that would be a crime, and we'd impeach him.
but you did that. Why
Well,
is
I'm not
everything
president
double?
anymore.
You're being very
But
Rudy
you
right now. Very, very Rudy.
I'm being Rudy Giuliani right now.
Incredibly Rudy to the
I,
president, Mr. President, who will always be my president.
I'm just you're confusing me today. You just said that you could do that as president, but Joe
No, I
Biden can't
did
do
it.
that as
I
president.
did it. It's called past tense. I did
Right.
it.
So why can't he do it if you did it?
If we catch him while he's in office, then we catch him in the act, and then it's bye bye, Sleepy Joe.
But you were caught and people just
No, well, the court system took a long time, and then I was out of office, and now by presidential law, I get away with it.
and you're
Also,
you're happy about
they
that.
You ever watch boxing?
Yeah, of course.
You ever know how they used to? Sometimes you can be saved by the bell, and
Yes.
sometimes you can't be saved by the bell, and sometimes you're Zach Morris with his Latino friend, and you're saved by the bell that way.
AC Slater.
Oh,
His Latino friend is AC Slater.
well, we're gonna look into his immigration, but no, my point is, this is like a saved by the bell thing. They thought they had me down, but then the bell rang on my presidency. And for the purposes of this, we respect the fact that I'm not in office. Anytime somebody asks me other than this, I will tell them I'm still the president. But on this issue, I'm an ex-president, which means you can't get me. I'm saved by the presidential bell.
Was that the first time you
Mr.
admitted?
Belding. Did you ever notice his name has Bell in it?
I have. So this is the first time you are recognizing that you are the former president because it has to do with
It's
legal.
it's a legal
money.
argument. It's not true, but it's a legal
Rudy.
argument.
So incredibly Rudy.
Unbelievable. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared.
It's a lot of
You're gonna edit that out.
those emotions are great.
Remember when Jesse was in Showgirls?
Yeah, that was a good movie.
They didn't
Oh,
show that at my church.
Let me tell you, Big Huck. I think it's maybe the greatest film ever made.
Ever?
It's up there.
It's one
Along with Kirk Cameron's last Christian film, of course.
of
Very
course.
good. Very good. Will the Oscars look at it? No.
Of course not. No, Kirk Cameron wants to save Christmas and have Christian firefighters, and Hollywood says, no, we need more black, trans, hip hop things.
Well put, Mr. President. Could not agree more.
Mr. President, I just wanted to thank you again for joining us last week on Joe Biden N-word Day for that extra long episode. We appreciate that. And all the Patreon Patriots were very happy that night. And if you would like to you'd like to join us next month, or you'd like the bonus episodes, we have special guests like Sarah Huckabee Sanders on a lot of bonus episodes, and all the real episodes also as well. We have former President Obama and other guests coming up
You
this
get
month.
early access. The Patreon, the fact that we don't have like 1,000 Patreon people is sort of disappointing, because
It's close.
you get early access to every regular episode. I just did 2 strong movie reviews. You get Rotten Oranges once a month, which is the president. Does Obama review movies? No, he puts out a fake list every year with movies he didn't see, but he claims to see. And then you have the bonus episode, which I think the bonus episodes are so good that sometimes our great Patreon patriots will say, sir, please make it public for all the poor people, because that was too strong. That's actually happened.
It's true.
Multiple times they say you got to share this with the poor people who are too lazy. So the content is so strong in the Patreon, and it goes to supporting the show.
And there's so
And
many
legal
past
costs.
there's so many past episodes that you can binge at your leisure. Patreon.com/mpga. It's patreon.com/mpga. Choose whichever is the right level for you, but definitely check it out because we have lots of more content coming this year. Mr. President,
And our YouTube channel.
and the YouTube channel, you can check out all these episodes and watch the videos of all these episodes. And you definitely don't want to miss Mr. Richardson a few episodes ago. You can
Here's
check
what
out that video.
I need to talk to the poor people who listen to this podcast, okay? Because I hate the poor. I love the poorly educated, but I hate the financially poor. There's two things you can do. Poor, I'm talking to you, you lazy poor son or daughter of a bitch. What you do is, if you have, no, let's say you have no money, that the Sleepy Joe economy has totally destroyed your life. You go to our YouTube and you subscribe there and you watch the videos because if we get enough subscribers, those videos can make money and it costs you nothing. And another thing you can do is you go on Apple Tunes, okay, which is run by Tim Apple, who was, took over for Steve iPad. And what you do is you give us a 5-star review, costs you nothing. Those are two things I just gave you for free. And as a strong conservative, I don't like to give people things for free. But those are two powerful tips for our poor people. But honestly, I don't even like the poor people. The people with money should be Patreon people. Okay? They should be strong patriots.
So become a patriot, Patreon patriot, patreon.com/MPGA. Mr. President, sorry to bring up some bad news after this, but there
Is
is
Ivanka not getting divorced?
no, your second impeachment. The House sent it to the Senate recently, and
Yeah, Nancy
they're-
Pelosi with a big rack brought it over to the Senate to show off, like, look at me, I'm 80, but I got these huge cans. We don't care, Nancy. We're not impressed. You already won your award. You won your MPGA award last year for great sexual compliments from the president. You're not getting another one.
well, Mr. President, what are your thoughts on the second impeachment? Do you think it's going to happen? I know the first one, people are saying you got lucky, but the second one, people really don't want you to have the presidential privileges. And if this impeachment does go through, you will lose all your privileges. You'll lose running for president in 2024. You will lose your Secret Service. You'll lose your pension. You'll lose a bunch of stuff. What are your
But they
thoughts on
can't
that?
take away my McDonald's all you can eat platinum card.
They cannot take that away from you.
Okay, then I think I'm good either way.
Really? So if the impeachment went through, it wouldn't bother you at all?
No, it's not going to get. They need to get 17 Republicans. I don't think they're going to get 7.
Well, we will see who really loves you when you're not in office anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
we'll see.
see.
We'll see who loves me. But you know what? I've got people like Huck coming up the pipeline. I've got
I
some
love
strong
coming
people.
up a pipeline. I love it. It's my favorite thing.
Coming
You
up
see that?
pipelines.
Look out! It's Big Huck in the pipeline. Look out!
You better look out. Tech stuff.
Oh! I'm
You
gonna.
hear?
He just
I'm
came out of the
Howard Dean.
pipeline? Is that what? Was that?
Woo! Out the pipeline. Up and out. Here we go.
I had some questions. Now, Mr. President, you have served as president for our country, and future Governor Sanders over here, and I wanted to see.
Well, you know what?
Yes.
We've obviously knighted Jeffrey Epstein. He's now Sir Jeff Epstein. And I'm obviously Mr. President, Sir, Doctor, Doctor, Sir, Doctor, Doctor, Sir, Esquire, Doctor, Sir, Mr. President, Sir.
Yes.
The fact that it is future ma'am, lady, Governor Huckabee Sanders.
I like that. That has a good ring to it.
Okay.
It was really long. Can you do that one again for me?
It is
You should pay
future
attention.
Governor, ma'am, lady, Huckabee Sanders.
Now that is a
Esquire.
cognition test right there. That right there.
Yeah, that very strong.
It did. So I wanted to know, future Governor, ma'am, lady Huckabee Sanders, Esquire. I have a question for you. I wanted to give some situations out for both of you, and how, Mr. President, how you would help out future Governor, ma'am, lady Huckabee Sanders, Esquire, and how.
You may have just saved yourself an opportunity to come back next week
Okay.
because I don't say this often. I'm impressed with the respect you're showing.
The least
Well-
Rudy thing he said so far.
So I have a couple things that you might run into when you're running for governor, and how would you guys deal with these situations? So the first thing is,
Give him the death penalty.
Give him the death penalty.
my first question is, have you thought about, if you become governor, future governor, ma'am, lady Huckabee Sanders, Esquire, a Trump day in Arkansas.
I we're not going to stop at a Trump day. We're going to have a Trump month,
A
and
Trump.
maybe even a Trump quarter. We're going to see how great it is, because we already know
This is the season of Trump.
the season of Trump.
Wow.
You're gonna get a new coat for Trump? Are you gonna new haircut for Trump?
Wow.
Your special Trump
Okay.
shoes?
Wow. I didn't.
Trump
Let me tell you
vacation?
something. Let me tell you
Get me a new
something.
coat for Trump.
Let me tell you something. What the great, I don't have to call her all those names, but what the great future governor, ma'am, lady Huckabee Sanders Esquire, just said is the feeling I'm getting in my body is like the emotional equivalent of what happened the first time I saw my wife, Mesopotamia, do a girl on girl show when I was deciding whether I was going to buy her. The feeling I got from that show is the feeling I'm having emotionally for Huckabee Sanders right now. It's like my heart just, you know, had a little bit of a trickle come out.
Oh
I love
wow.
you too, Mr. President. I love you
It's
too.
called, it's called, some people have heartburn. Right now I'm having heart come. And I say that with great Christian respect
I
for our
hear the
great,
respect. I hear
for our great
I hear the
future
respect.
governor, Lady Ma'am Huckabee Sanders Esquire.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
This is such a touching moment. I follow up question: what if it was a Trump season or Trump day or a Trump month? Can you maybe give me a little sneak preview to what the festivities will be like?
Uh, I feel like we can get it underwritten by Walmart because it's the number one employer in the state.
And a rival of Jeff Bezos, Amazon. We want to support. What I love about you being in Arkansas is also the fact that you will be able to help Walmart, which will hurt Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
I mean, it's win-win, and I still haven't gotten tired of all the winning, sir. To be honest, I haven't gotten
Well,
tired of
thank
it.
you. Thank you.
So you'd have Walmart. Would there be any possible giveaways or possible maybe statues unveiled or buildings dedicated? I'm
I don't know what kind of socialism you're talking about with giveaways, but statues, yeah, that is up my pipeline. That is right up in the middle of my pipeline.
A very tasteful, sort of a tasteful 30-foot marble statue, I think would be pretty appropriate.
Maybe with some gold. Maybe trim it
Of
with some brass.
hopefully a lot of gold. I mean, it's going to, having the great Huckabee Sanders as governor of Arkansas is going to be just, it is making me, it's just, normally my heart can't, do this twice in such a quick amount of time, but it's, it's a powerful emotion to see that loyalty, and it will make the only person probably happier than Huck will be her father. The former governor. I think he's going to be crying. Like a not so strong person, but it's okay. It's his daughter. But I think he's going to be tearing up during this. But other than him, I think other than the great Mike Huckabee, I almost want to call him Sanders because I have so much respect for you. He
I
should
heard
take
it.
your name.
He sometimes calls himself that at home. He slips up on his own name.
Well, there you go.
It's
Because
fun. We have fun.
you've made the Huckabee name even more famous than he did, and he did a very strong job. He's had a great career, but you've done it. Yeah, I think surpassed. You've surpassed the father, and I think other than Mike, I think I will be the most proud that day when you take that oath of office.
So, Mr. President, you think the either Trump Day week or season plus with the statue is a good enough celebration of you?
I mean, for one state, I think so. I try,
Okay.
one season, the season of Trump.
Okay. And another
And
question.
it's going to be, by the way, we're not going to do the traditional season. It's going to be mid-April to late June. Okay, sort of before it gets too hot, and where all the kind of southern college girls are dressed very skimpy, and that first birth of like spring when everybody starts dressing, like they want to meet their husband, and
So Trump season is spring break, basically.
it's basically an extended spring break.
Perfect.
It's when I met Brian with a Y, I'll tell you that.
It's perfect. I have two more questions for advice, and then I think we can revisit the advice as different issues come up as future governor, ma'am, Lady Huckabee Sanders Esquire runs and
Can one of you find out when the election is? Are we talking, did she announce, is this for 2021?
I can find out for you right now. Um,
It's weird that you didn't have this prepared. I mean, of course, I'm prepared.
I mean,
I know exactly.
it's classic. It's classic tech.
I'm so I'm now nervous. I'm trying to get the information.
What's his name? Joe Dirt? Bill Clay?
Bill Clay, very good. Bill Clay. Joe Dirt, I like that. His name's Matt Mudd.
For campaign 2022.
Okay, so we're giving us okay, this is going to be quite the long run. I
got
didn't realize
plenty of time. Oh, why was everybody worrying? Oh,
20
I have plenty of time.
just 23 short months. This should be
I
this is
can
quite
take
the
a
build up.
nap. Oh, I got so much time.
Well, you know what? Advice will last forever, especially for Mr. President. And we have two more questions left. And the first one, I know the Republican Party is not a huge fan of medical marijuana or the legalization of marijuana for recreation. But if you do become governor of Arkansas, since COVID has taken a real hit on our economy, future governor, ma'am, Lady Huckabee Sanders Esquire, would you think about possibly legalizing marijuana in Arkansas?
Well, uh, you're being real Rudy again. I mean, I just, I don't see how I can. I don't see hippies running around in Arkansas taking over. Do you ever see a successful pothead? No,
Yes,
you didn't.
many.
You had to think. No, you had to think. You had to
I can
think.
name one. Seth Rogen, very, very, very
Never
successful
heard of
pothead.
him.
Dave Chappelle,
There you go. I think
Does
that
that
sums
sound
it.
like success to you? Does
That
that
sums
sound
it.
like success?
okay, fine. All right.
A guy arguing with Ted Cruz on Twitter doesn't sound successful to me.
Now
I
we in
think as a
Arkansas. Go ahead. Go ahead.
what
No,
do Huck, if I may ask, instead of getting a rude question from Bill Clay, if you, because I'm such a strong Christian, would you rename the state Noah's Arkansas?
or we could go one better and have it Trump's Noah's Arkansas.
Oh, like Noah's Ark, sponsored by the Trump organization. Okay, okay, I like
But we'll
that.
put
Trump
your name first.
presents.
Of course, of
We'll put
course.
your name
Trump
first.
presents Noah's Arkansas.
Top billing, 120%.
Okay, we like that. Very good. No, I don't think we should legalize marijuana, and it's a great state, and I don't think they need it legalized. They're gonna have what Bill Clay doesn't realize is that under the great leadership of Governor Huckabee Sanders, you're not going to need all these sort of radical left ideas to raise money. This is marijuana is what failed leftist states like California have to do. Arkansas is not going to have to do that.
Okay.
Anyway, when I'm in charge, you're gonna want to be wide awake for all of it. You're not gonna want to numb any part of you. You're gonna be paying attention because I'm paying attention.
Understood. My last question for this. Now, Mr. President, you have been known for your insults of rivals and basically the master of the political roast battle, if I may say. What advice would you have to future Governor, ma'am, Lady Huckabee Sanders Esquire, if the Democratic candidate was maybe saying that you worked for President Trump and basically putting you down? How would you advise her to punch back verbally, of course,
Of
to
course,
whoever her adversary is?
Find out if they have a special needs child and attack that relentlessly. Find out if, try to get if they have any sex scandals. You got to dig up that dirt and put those photos online as quickly as possible. If they have any relatives who are, sick, then maybe find a way to make them even more sick.
Jeez.
And no, it's tough. Politics is tough.
Politics is not pretty. It is not pretty.
And if
I
all
know I'm the
else,
exception to the rule, but it is not pretty.
exactly. And I think when all else fails, just insult their looks.
Now, as future Governor, ma'am, Lady Huckabee Sanders, Esquire, did you learn anything from your father? Because he has been a lifelong politician. Did he give you any kind of advice for your race for governor?
Well, my father was a minister before he was a politician.
Thank you. Look at the disrespect. Look at how he just wiped away his great Christian life. That's what
I
you're
didn't.
done. Tech stuff, you're done.
Damn it.
Last show.
When in doubt, turn to the Bible. That's what we always say. Classic.
Okay. Well, my apologies for that question. Future
Apologize a
Governor,
lot.
ma'am, Lady Huckabee Sanders, Esquire, I really appreciate you joining us, and I can't wait to check in with you about your governor race and what your plans are for the state of Arkansas or the possible states of Trump Presents, Noah's Arkansas, Arkansas's, Arkansalem. I'm sure there's a few other names.
Arkansasy.
Arkansas. So whatever you decide to keep the name of the state, and I'm looking forward to President Trump being almost like a mentor for
Almost. Wow.
being your. I didn't
Again
want
with
to.
the Rudy. Again. Almost.
Mentor, the governor maker.
Well, I just want to thank everyone for joining us. I know everyone's time is so precious, and again,
Remember Precious, the fat black?
yes, I do remember. I didn't see the movie, but I
It was a pretty good movie. I thought it was a very accurate depiction of what African Americans are like.
know there was a very
Well, it won an Oscar. It
I
won an
know.
Oscar
I heard it's
for
very sad.
what was that woman? She's a nasty comedian, but she was very strong in the movie. Monique.
Yes.
That sounds right. I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm just thinking
Monique.
about Kirk Cameron's movie again. Never going to get an Oscar. Never going to look their way.
Well, he
Oh.
saved Christmas, and that's what's most important.
Well, I
People
just
forget about Christmas. I need to do something as governor to help remind people that it's Christmas. So I think I'm going to put up the Christmas tree during Trump.
How about Trump season? The last day of Trump season becomes the first day of Christmas
I'm
season.
signing it into a law right now, and I have 2 years to campaign.
Well, I just want to thank betonline.ag for sponsoring us this week, and also all the Patreon patriots. If you'd like to be a patriot, patreon.com/mpga. Go on iTunes, leave a rating, leave a review, help us out, and also go check out mpgapod.com and subscribe to the YouTube page. Also, a special on t-shirts, everyone. We are designing, we're talking about designing a new shirt, and we are going to be selling out of these. We have a few left, and they are half off right now, everyone. Half off the t-shirts in our store, mpgapod.com. They are $12 for the shirts, half off. There's not many left, so grab them while you
Once
can.
we sell those out, okay, even if it's just as a memento of your favorite podcast, half off, we're practically losing money on them if we sell them at this price, because I think we might have to start selling some Idaho Militia Christian t-shirts
That's
to
right.
our podcast.
So I just want to also thank future Governor, ma'am, Lady Huckabee Sanders, Esquire, aka everyone. Check her out on social media at Sharon Spell. What a guest! Always crushes. We really appreciate
And by the
you
way,
coming on.
not just what a guest,
Thanks so much.
but this is the first going in history. By the way, sort of the Georgette Washington of the first recipient of the Mapiga for Best Guest 2020.
It's an
That's
honor
right.
to serve. An honor. My honor.
Well, isn't it not a Benpica, an Epi? She won an Epi, right?
Well, remember, it's like the Academy Awards and the Oscars. It's the same thing, but it's two different ways.
All
She
right.
won an Epi, which is the short way of saying a Making Podcast Great Again award.
That's right.
Mapiga.
That's right. That's right.
So Rudy. So Rudy.
I'm sorry for being Rudy. And thank you to all listeners out there. We appreciate you, and lots of crazy stuff in store for 2021. And Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Okay, guys, it's JL. Hi. I just got back in the room. Two things very briefly, just a little self promotion. I've got a couple of shows in February, and what I would advise you to do if you're not following on Instagram or whatever is go to my website, jlcomedy.com, and sign up to my newsletter, my monthly newsletter at the bottom of my homepage. Just throw your email in. It's a once a month email with some important stuff that I'm doing, because there will be two shows in February that you might want to go to. And if you have time in your podcast rotation, check out my podcast in my own voice where I complain about comedy and other things. This week's episode is called Only Stupid Fans. So you can imagine the tone of my podcast. And that's Righteous PK podcast, Righteous PK on Apple, Spotify, and Podomatic. So that's it. A little shameless self-promotion, but thank you for listening to this one. Thank you for sticking with us.
We just let. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Sharon. Do you have anything you like to promote besides Twitter? I'm sorry, I didn't take anything from you.
All right. Killing it on Instagram. I wrote a pilot called You're Doing Great. It's in a bunch of festivals, and I'm shopping it around. We'll see what happens.
So any producers out there, hit up at Sharon Spell or production companies.
That's how it's done. Perfect.
There you go. Just trying to help.
You're doing great.
Okay. Sorry, JL. Keep going.
No, that's all right. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, listeners. And God help us all.